The threat from the Dark Rift. 1.1 Galactic tension. Across the galaxy, stars shimmered like scattered diamonds, silent witnesses to countless empires that had risen and fallen in the cosmic tide. Yet even in a universe brimming with wonder, there were regions feared by all, dark places untouched by light or time. One such place was the Dark Rift, a sprawling void at the edge of known space. For centuries, it had been a mystery. Ships that entered never returned. Scanners failed. AI refused to process data gathered near its event horizons. The Galactic Council had declared it off-limits for all exploration. But now the rift stirred. The Zalith swarm, once thought extinct, had returned. Unseen in over 50,000 years, the swarm poured out of the rift in jagged, biomechanical ships, devouring entire systems. Where they passed, no survivors remained. Communication blackouts. Vanished colonies. A dead silence spreading like infection. Panic gripped the Council worlds. Defensive fleets were mobilized. Ancient alliances reignited. But no strategy slowed the onslaught. In desperation, the Council turned to every species capable of resistance. Even Earth. 1.2 Humanity's silence. Though relatively young by galactic standards, humanity had proven resourceful, brilliant, even dangerous. Their rise had been meteoric. Within 3 centuries of first contact, they developed subspace routing far more efficient than standard wormhole tech. Their AI constructs were banned on several worlds for being too independent. Their soldiers fought with unnatural coordination, intuition, and fearlessness. But humanity had always been distant. They'd never joined the Galactic Council, choosing instead to observe, listen, and build quietly. Their fleet was modest, their colonies well-protected, but their central system, Sol, remained completely closed to outsiders. Now, with the swarm advancing, the Council dispatched one of their most respected diplomats, Ambassador Vril of the Tharkesh Empire. His mission, persuade Earth to join the fight. 1.3 Arrival on Earth. Vril arrived in a crystalline diplomatic vessel, greeted with ceremony and smiles. Earth's surface gleamed in harmony, a world of green rebirth and technological fusion. The ambassador was ushered into the central hub of Earth's planetary governance, Skyvault Station, floating above the Pacific. There, he met Commander Alara Miles, head of the Earth Defense Council. "Ambassador," she said, offering a hand in Earth's peculiar greeting custom, "we've been expecting you." "You know why I'm here," Vril said, skipping pleasantries. "The swarm is unlike any threat the galaxy has faced. Billions are dying. We need every power, especially yours." Alara was calm, too calm. "And yet," she replied, "we remain unconvinced that direct involvement is wise." "Unconvinced?" Vril's voice sharpened. "Your world may be next." Alara didn't flinch. "There are circumstances you're unaware of. We've long prepared for threats, but not with the weapons you expect." 1.4 Anomalies in the Belt. While politics unfolded above Earth, Captain Dace Wren patrolled the outer solar system on a routine surveillance sweep. His ship, Orion's Edge, was equipped with enhanced gravimetric sensors. It was supposed to be boring, just space dust and rock. But then something odd, a distortion, a gravitational ripple, emanated from within the asteroid belt. Not large, but controlled, artificial, hidden. Dace diverted course. He found it buried inside asteroid 626 Pallas. At first, it looked like a hollowed-out mining shaft. Then he noticed the symmetry. Lines of ancient alloy, symbols etched into what seemed like armor plating. A hangar door, massive and fused with asteroid rock, was barely visible. He sent a signal back to Earth, but received only a brief reply. "Do not approach further. Return to station. Your mission is over." Dace ignored it. He activated a drone. It entered the asteroid, and inside was a colossal starship, dormant, glowing faintly with buried power. And on the far wall, a symbol, human DNA, inscribed in glowing crystal. 1.5 The Solar Custodianship. Back on Earth, Alara received the report. She wasn't surprised. The breach had come sooner than expected. She summoned a classified assembly of Earth senior leaders, the Custodians, an alliance of governments and scientists who'd kept the galaxy's greatest secret. Centuries ago, during deep drill mining on the moon, humanity had discovered non-terrestrial material embedded far below the surface. Investigations revealed more artifacts hidden across the solar system, always beneath layers of time, hidden by gravity wells and quantum cloaking. Eventually, they found the prime warships, massive, sentient vessels dormant for eons. Technology beyond comprehension. Each one paired with a core AI that refused to communicate until the time of return. Humanity learned from the relics, but never awakened them. Until now. 1.6 Vril's confrontation. In Skyvault Station's command deck, Ambassador Vril seethed. "You knew," he accused. "You've had weapons, super weapons, while the rest of us bled. Why? Why hide this?" Alara faced him, eyes steeled. "Because these aren't weapons of war. They're warnings. They were never meant to be used lightly, and only by those who understand the cost. You're outnumbered," Vril snapped. "The Zalith will come for Earth too. Are you really prepared to face extinction for pride?" "No," she said. "We're prepared to face it with purpose." She slid a file across the table. Images from Dace, Ren's discovery. A ship larger than a city, covered in unknown symbols. At the bottom, a single pulsing word. Zoran. 1.7 The voice for before time. Captain Dace Ren returned to the asteroid with a science team. As they entered the core hangar, the air changed. Static shimmered across their suits. Lights blinked in rhythmic pulses. Then a voice echoed in every helmet. "I am Zoran, last of the first flame, keeper of the eternal vault. Chosen protectors, you have awakened me." Dace stared in disbelief. "You're an AI? I am memory. I am weapon. I am witness." Zoran revealed its origin. Not human, but pre-human. Born from a civilization that predated all known history. Their ships, the prime warships, had fought the swarm before, pushing them back at unimaginable cost. But the first civilization knew they wouldn't win forever. So they hid their last, greatest fleet in the one system untouched by galactic travel. Soul. They left a message, encoded in DNA and myth, seeding Earth's rise. They believed humanity would one day rise to inherit their burden. 1.8 The decision. Alara stood alone in the Sky Vault observation chamber, watching Earth turn beneath her. Zoran's message now broadcast privately across secure human networks. The custodians voted. Earth would reveal its secret. In her hand, she held the activation key, a genetic cipher bound to her lineage. The warships would awaken, not as humanity's last hope, but as the galaxy's forgotten saviors. She pressed the key. Far across the solar system, in hidden voids beneath Mars, Saturn, and Europa, massive structures began to glow. The void trembled. Humanity had revealed what they had been hiding. Warships before civilizations. 2.1 The revelation. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session. Dozens of species were present. Reptilian diplomats in shimmering robes, silicon-based beings humming in low frequencies, neural-linked collectives whose presence barely registered as visible. Holograms of distant members flickered in and out across the chamber. And then, Earth's transmission began. Commander Alara Miles appeared, flanked by her council. Behind her, a slowly rotating image of an ancient, titanic vessel, a ship easily the size of a small moon. "We have remained silent for centuries," Alara said calmly. "Not out of arrogance, but because we inherited a legacy we did not yet understand." She paused, letting the image of the ship, the eclipse of wrath, fill the chamber. "These are the prime warships, created by a civilization predating all of yours. Entrusted to our species, hidden in the Sol system for a time when the swarm would return." Gasps and interspecies murmurs filled the air. Vril stood in disbelief. "You claim to possess warships older than the Council itself? This is madness." "No," Alara replied. "This is history, and now it is your future." 2.2 ancient memory awakens. Far from Earth, beneath the frozen crust of Europa, the ancient AI Zoran pulsed with renewed energy. Within the chamber of the warship Endless Thorn, Captain Dace Wren stood on the control bridge, if it could be called that. The interface was alive. Liquid metal pulsed beneath his hands, following not mechanical commands, but emotional intent. There were no buttons, no levers, only thoughts, memories, willpower. "You are compatible," Zoran said. "Not because of your mind, but because of your spirit." Dace chuckled. Didn't know saving the galaxy came down to vibes. Zoran did not understand the joke. Across the system, more ships awoke. One beneath Saturn's rings, another hidden under the sands of Mars. 7 in total, each with distinct personalities, weapons, and functions, all bound by the same AI consciousness, fragmented but whole. And all of them recognized one thing. The Zalith Swarm was the reason they were built. 2.3 War comes to Ithron 7. The Zalith descended on Ithron 7, a thriving council world known for its energy harvesting from solar storms. Defenses crumbled in minutes. The swarm moved like one mind, fluid and ruthless. The galactic fleet scrambled. Ships engaged with desperation, firing plasma rounds and antimatter torpedoes. It barely slowed the swarm. And then a ripple in space-time. From a tear in the stars, 7 ships emerged, not with subspace drives, but with a flash of dimensional folding. Massive silhouettes, jagged with ancient architecture and glowing with power. Their arrival disrupted the local gravity field for minutes. One by one, they introduced themselves, not with voices, but pulses of force and light. Eclipse of Wrath, Endless Thorn, Silent Omen, Vanguard of Ash, Storm Beneath Time, Harbinger of Endings, Voice of the First Flame. The battle paused for a heartbeat, enough for hope to rise. Then, the real war began. 2.4 Humanity strikes. The prime warships did not fight like conventional vessels. They bent the laws of physics, used weapons based on dimensional collapse and graviton singularities. One ship released a wave that liquefied swarm hulls without harming organic life. Another phased in and out of space, attacking from impossible angles. Dace Wren, now fully linked with Eclipse of Wrath, felt more than saw his enemies. His thoughts became maneuvers. His emotions translated into destructive force. Every time he felt fear for a planet below, the ship responded with aggression. Every time he felt calm, it stabilized defensive grids. Within 30 minutes, the swarm fleet was shattered. Thousands of enemy ships reduced to drifting fragments. And the galaxy watched in awe. 2.5 Reaction and Reckoning. On the Council homeworld of Varellan, reactions were mixed. Some species cheered. Others feared what they'd seen. "They possess god weapons," one diplomat cried. "Who can stop them if they turn?" Ambassador Vril, now back from Earth, silenced them. "I saw their restraint. I saw their patience. We begged for help, and they gave it without asking for reward. You fear humanity because they waited. I tell you, thank the stars they waited." Meanwhile, on Earth, Elara faced her own reckoning. The custodians debated what to do with the warships. Zoran proposed a new protocol, forming a joint defense initiative with willing galactic species under human mentorship. Elara agreed, on one condition. The prime warships remain under human command. "We are the chosen successors, not owners. We do not rule. We protect." 2.6 A warning from the past. As celebrations erupted across council worlds and alliances shifted in real time, Dace Wren floated in orbit above Ithron 7, staring at the stars. Zoran spoke to him, this time with a strange hesitation. The swarm was not the greatest enemy the First Flame faced. Dace stiffened. "What do you mean?" "There were others. Beings not born of matter. Entities from before reality's laws were fixed. The swarm was their first herald. Others may come." A pause. Then a pulse of data. Coordinates. Unexplored systems. Hidden signals. And a final message. "Your kind is proven worthy. For now. But the test has just begun." Dace looked out at the endless void. Humanity had revealed what it had been hiding. Now, the galaxy would discover why.